ACS Manufacturing Corporation, ISO certified world-class quality. ACS.
Lumipas at magbago ang panahon. Iisa at nakatatak ang kauna-unahang himpilan sa paghahatid ng serbisyo publiko at balita. Ito ang Radio Mindanao Networks. Higit 6 na dekada sa paglilingkod sa masang Pilipino. Sa Metro Manila, ito ang DZXL 558 Radyo Trabaho, ang inyong gabay sa hanap buhay. Malaki man o sa maliit na paraan, pwede kang maging bayani sa sarili mong kakayahan. Kwentong Bayani. Tunghayan ang mga storya ng bawat individual at organisasyon na siyang magbibigay ng inspirasyon sa mga komunidad, lipunan at sa bawat mamamayan. Kwentong Bayani. Kwentong Bayani. Kasama si Jojo Armenta at Radyoman Jenny Pahilanga sa Kwentong Bayani. Dito sa DZXL 558 Radyo Trabaho tuwing Sabado alas 10 hanggang alas 11 ng umaga at sa Facebook page ng RMN DZXL 558 Manila. Kwentong Bayani. Kwentong Bayani. Hatid ng Benita at Catalino Ya Foundation at ng RMN Networks. Kwentong Bayani. Kwentong Bayani.
Magandang umaga po ng Sabado sa inyong lahat. At samahan po ninyo ako hanggang alas 11. Siyempre kasama po natin ang aking partner at hatid po sa inyo ng RMN at ng siyempre po BCYF. Radyoman Jenny Pahilanga, kasama natin ang aking partner live via Zoom, partner Jojo Armenta. Partner, magandang umaga. Hello partner, good morning. Ayan, partner Jojo,
good morning. Good morning po sa ating lahat. Isang magandang Sabado ng umaga po sa ating mga viewers and listeners dito sa ating Kwentong Bayani program. Nako, excited ako partner Jenny dahil...
Okay, go ahead partner.
Yan, kasi last 2 weeks na lang ng July at malapit na ang Agosto, nakifeel ko na ang paglalapit ng Christmas dahil mag-August na, malapit na ang Burr month.
Ikaw ang birthday mo, burden, di ba? Di ba Burr ka din, partner Jojo? Hello, partner. Okay, medyo mahina yung signal ni partner Jojo. Ayan. Anyway, partner, hello. Good morning sa iyo uli. Kumusta, partner Jojo? Sige, antayin natin at salamat po, Kuya Ray. Ang ating magiging guest po ngayon ay, ayan, si Sir Anselm, ayan, or Commander Daot. But anyway, si partner Jojo ang bahala sa atin magpakilala niyan. Okay. Sige. So, ito na lang, Kuya Ray. Okay na. Thank you. Ayun, maraming salamat. 10 minutong makalipas sa ika-10 ng umaga, mag-phone patch na lang. Posible, no? Kung medyo hindi maganda ang signal ng ating partner si Jojo Armenta mula sa BCYF. Tutok lamang sa RMN DZXL 558 Manila. At sa aming YouTube channel, DZXL 558. Uy, ika-4 na Sabado ho tayo ngayon sa buwan ng Hulyo. Pumapang-5 tayo, hindi ba? Kaya tutok ko dahil maganda na naman ang aming pag-uusapan para sa umagang ito. At ito hong aming guest na ito ay nako, marami naman ho kaming tatanungin dyan ni partner Jojo. At syempre, kabahagi niyan, ito po ay ang... winner ng Pusong Pinoy Awards 2022. Ano kaya itong Pusong Pinoy Awards na ito? Mamaya, sige, malalaman natin. At inaayos lamang ho ni partner Jojo yung kanyang communication line. Partner, okay ka na? Ayan, partner Jojo.
Hi, good morning.
Yan, okay na. Sige.
Okay na. Naku, pasensya na po, no? At medyo mahina pala ang signal. So, ako, ulitin ko po, no, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat at sa ating mga viewers and listeners dito sa ating programa Kwentong Bayani. nabanggit ko nga kanina, okay na ba ako, partner Jenny?
Go ahead, partner.
Yes, nabanggit ko nga kanina dahil excited na ako dahil last 2 weeks na lang ng July. At nalalapit na ang pagdating ng August, after nun, Christmas na, partner.
Oo, at birthday na natin,
Birthday na natin, correct.
Na naman.
Ang daming mga occasion na isi-celebrate paparating ang August hanggang mag-Burr month.
Oo. And by the way, partner, August is a long month anniversary celebration of the RMN, Radio Mindanao Network.
Oh, congratulations!
Yes, kaya ang daming activities din yan, partner. But today, Saturday, partner, naku, kaabang-abang na naman ang ating guest sa umagang ito, syempre.
Oo, dahil ako din excited ako dahil first time natin din siyang makikita, no, in really media exposure for that particular na ginagawa nila. Dahil kagabi naganap ang Pusong Pinoy Awards, yung ang binabanggit natin, partner Jennifer, the last 2 months, I believe, no? So nabigay na namin, na-announce na namin ang awardee last night.
Oo.
So makakasama natin today. We're going to be joined by the first ever winner of Pusong Pinoy Awards.
Oo, galing.
So, pakilala ko na po ang ating guest for this morning. So, I mentioned, he is actually a vlogger and now he's based in Davao.
Uy.
He's staying in the Philippines. And I think napapanood ito ng mga viewers natin, some of them, no? Sikat siyang vlogger, foreign vlogger to be exact. So, before ko siya ipakilala, dahil ang Pusong Pinoy Awards po, it's meant to award and recognize foreign vloggers who are promoting Philippines.
Okay. Kaya pala from the word itself, Pusong Pinoy.
So, ito yung mga may puso para sa bayan, sa Pilipinas. And they're trying to promote Philippine history, whether it's history, culture, the people, events, and to entertain Filipino people. So, naging sikat sila based on these themes in their videos.
Okay. So, ito yung mga pinagbasihan, mga naging panuntunan, partner, for Pusong Pinoy Awards.
Yes. So, ipapakilala po natin ang first ever winner of Pusong Pinoy Awards 2022. Makakasama natin si Ansel Plummer, o tinatawag sa vlog niya, Commander Daon. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Oh yes, beautiful smile in the morning.
Hi, Sir Anselm. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Maayong buntag.
Oh, maayong buntag.
Good morning. Sabi ni Kuya Rod, maayong buntag. Ayan. How are you today, Sir Anselm?
I'm good. I'm very, very good. Thank you. How are you doing today?
We're beautiful. Okay.
Good answer.
Thank you. Eto, unahan ko na ha, partner Jojo, para sa ating tanong to you, Sir Anselm. Nagtatagalog naman si Sir Anselm, no? Taglish ba? Tama ba ako, partner?
Do you speak Tagalog, Ansel? Or
Not very well.
But you
I speak Bisaya, but I don't. But my Tagalog is very much konti lang.
konti lang. Okay, you say ano muna, maganda kayo.
Maganda kayo.
Of course, maganda kami.
I know what that means.
Yeah, maganda, beautiful. Okay, so Ansem, panapatawa lang kita, no? Where are you from and how did you end up living here in the Philippines, sir?
Oh, this is a very, very long story. But I'm originally from the UK. But I left the UK back in 2013. First I went to live in Australia. Then I had no more visa in Australia. So I started wandering around the world. And at that point, I think I was into my second month of this. And I came to the Philippines for 1 month. Where I was just a backpacker. I was just traveling around the world, just seeing where it took me. And that was good. Okay, then I got about 3 weeks through my first month and said to myself, I was in Tacloban at that point, and I said, wait, I need more than 1 month. So I extended my visa, changed my flights. And then another month later, I realized, wait, this isn't going to be. So I gave up on changing my flights, and I just stuck to extending my visa. And so I went from there, and then during that time where I was kind of an amateur photographer, and I was trying to do something with that. It never really worked out, but that's all right. In that time, I met my now wife in Davao, and so that's when I started to live in Davao. And it was basically for a long time. It was a question of, okay, well, how do I survive here? What do I do? How will I? And so I went into all kinds of things like agribusiness, mostly agribusiness, and the most recent one was fish farming. And so I'm going ahead a bit of myself here, but yeah, that was kind of how I came to the Philippines in the first place. It's been if I look back at it, and certainly if I looked at this 10 years ago and saw that future, I would have just thought, okay. But it's been an interesting experience, but it's been great.
Oh, that's great. How long have you been here, Ansem? Total years?
I'm about 6 years now, 6.5 years.
Six.
6.5.
Yeah.
And you met your wife, Sir Ansem, in Davao, right?
Yeah, in Davao. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I kind of, at that point, I kind of didn't really have the intention to stay here for good. I thought, okay, I'm going to take a break for 3 months. I've been traveling around quite a bit, and even when I was in Australia, my last couple of months, so I've been on the road for a good few months at that point, and I just needed to sit down, rest, and kind of get my life back together as such. And I planned to stay for 3 months in Davao, and then in that time, well, the rest is history.
Okay, that's good.
Well, maybe you're really destined to be here, Ansem.
Maybe that's why. That's what I wonder. That's always what I wonder, if some sort of plan. Yeah.
You mentioned that you are an amateur photographer. We've seen your videos when we were screening the nominees for Pusong Pinoy Awards. We were wondering, how did you end up vlogging?
Oh, okay. So, back in 2020, I had a fish farm, and that was not going well at all. And so, at that point, in the middle of pandemic, so when the first restrictions got loosened up in around June, so Kulas, becoming Filipino, he's very, very popular vlogger, of course, came to Katiil, which is where my fish farm was and where I'd been locked down. And so I just started kind of doing cameos in the background of his vlogs, because I'm just kind of, easygoing, I just have a good laugh about it. And so from there, I got this name of Commander Daot, which came from, they were clearing their land, and I brought a couple of the guys who worked for me there to clear the land out. And he asked them, instantly, sino yan? And he said, I'm on commander, sir. And I never ever heard that before, and it made me laugh. But the previous day, we've been talking about the word daot for some reason, which is in Tagalog is sira. And I don't know why we've been talking about it, but we kept looking at daot now. And at that exact moment, I tripped over a root. And Commander Daot. And I still had no plans to vlog or anything at this point, but people kept pushing me on Kulas's vlog, kept pushing me. Oh, you should make a vlog. So I kind of jokingly said, if I get 10,000 subscribers, I'll vlog. Before, and I thought, which was a crazy number, and I never thought I'd make it. But okay, we made it to 9,500, and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna release a vlog. Why not? And it was pretty awful, but it was fun, and it was the start, And then I started doing these kind of weekly, every 2 weeks, which grew, and then I finally had one final harvest there, total disaster. I realized that this wasn't going to work out for me, and actually I ended up going back home, and that's when I had to go back home to take care of my health mostly, and it's something I've spoken about quite a bit on my vlogs, that I've suffered with my mental health before, and so I spoke a lot about that. And from there, I said, okay, you know what? I've tried 4 or 5 things in the Philippines. None of these have worked out, but you know what? Let's try this. And it's really developed into something of a passion, because I started vlogging about my fish pond and that life. And then I started vlogging about my, and then it was kind of my life in the UK where I came. And then I started traveling a bit more and actually going back to what I used to do. In the first reason I came to the Philippines, and the first reason I started to appreciate the Philippines, which was the people. And so, yeah, we came full circle in the end, you know?
Mhm. Okay. So, kanina naman kasi partner medyo na-explain niya na no, yung Commander Daot. But to be more specific and more clear to our all viewers and listeners, Sir Anselm, why Commander Daot? Make it just more explanation about this, Sir Anselm.
Okay. Yeah, so the Commander Daot thing it started off as a massive joke where one of the guys who worked for me before jokingly said that I was their commander, and then we had this thing about Daot going on, and at that point I tripped over a root, and so it came together, and then over a few, and they kept saying, "Are you sure? Are you sure you want that? Do you really want that?" And I said, "You know what? It's funny. I'll take that name. It's funny," and it stuck, you know. And I like the name as a way of saying, if you look at the connotations of both of those words, there's some kind of not so good connotations, but I like to say, well, you can work with that, can't you? You can work with being born a little bit Daot as such, and a lot of people get it. A lot of people get the joke. A lot of Bisaya people, especially in Mindanao, you tell them that, and they'll burst out laughing because they get it. They think it's totally mad. Yeah.
That's why Commander Daot. Partner.
Yeah.
And now it's popular, you know. Like every time they hear Commander Daot, but they know that it's you, and they know that it's this vlog. And speaking of that, we are wondering and curious, like, how do you choose your themes or topic in your vlogs?
With great difficulty. It's not really something I choose as such. I kind of go out to a certain place every day, and sometimes I have some sort of idea of where I'm going, if there's a fiesta, if there's a certain place. But then a lot of the time I just see, oh, okay, well, what do I see along the way? And that for me is one of the best ways to do it. Actually, finding topics is one of the most difficult things, and actually a lot of the beauty of doing this is that you find a lot of these topics just by going out there and doing something, and that's generally my approach. Yeah.
Okay, that's why. All right. But partner, before we move on, Sir Anselm, to next question, we'll give you a break. Take your, you have to drink your water first.
I filled up just before.
Yeah. You have to relax for about a few minutes. And partner, we will get back to you, Sir Anselm. Partner, ayan, tayo muna yung magbabalik sa ating marami pa ring tanong kay Sir Anselm. Makalipas ang ilang paalaala. Partner Jojo, dito lamang sa programang
Kwentong
Bayani.
Marumi ba ang iyong dugo? Huwag magpabaya kaibigan. Mag-Santon Plus Gold na. Santon Plus Gold. Dahil ito'y subok na makatutulong sa iba't ibang uri ng karamdaman. Ang Santon Plus Gold ay merong ampalaya, mangosteen, malunggay, spirulina at garlic. Kaya mag-Santon Plus Gold na. Mabibili sa mga butika.
Santon Plus Coffee Mix.
Ako si Lizette, isa akong diabetic patient kaya medyo maraming bawal sa dito ang kape. Pero hindi ang Santon Plus Coffee Mix. Kakaiba to dahil ito ay may soya, munggay at santol na maganda sa kalusugan.
Santon Plus Coffee Mix. Kape na gamot pa. Mabibili sa mga butika.
24 hours under protection ng Shield Bath Soap. Shield Bath Soap. 24 hours under protection ng Shield Bath Soap. Shield Bath Soap.
Protektahan ang kalusugan ng pamilya. Mag-Shield Bath Soap regularly. Kills 99.9% ng germs at recommended pa ng Philippine Nurses Association.
Shield Bath Soap. Shield Bath Soap.
Shield. Galit sa sakit, may malasakit. Shield Bath Soap. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified. World-class quality.
ACS.
Shih Tzu ko!
Ay, sorry. Ayusin ko po, ma'am.
Poor eyesight, poor doggy. Come to EO Executive Optical for state-of-the-art facilities, expert eye care, affordable eyewear.
Finish na, ma'am.
Wow! Pang dog show!
EO, love your eyes.
For expert eye care, come to EO Executive Optical with over 200 stores nationwide. EO Executive Optical. Love your eyes.
Ang mga kwento nila ay inspirasyon sa iba.
Diba, how can you make sense of this pandemic? Yung mga tao dating matitibay by their fortitude in life, ngayon may mental health problem.
Opo.
So I believe coaching and personal development is where we would come in.
Why personal social responsibility? Kasi I felt kailangan natin itong isabuhay dahil ika nga no, we have to walk the talk. We have to try to walk the talk.
Ang mga hakbang na kanilang ginawa ay malaki ang naiambag para sa pagbabago sa buhay ng bawat isa.
I initially started a youth organization for the youth, regardless of what their age, just for them to be of service.
Kapag pinapainom ko sila ng kape, tumitigil ang putukan at nag-uusap at nasusulong ang usaping pangkapayapaan.
Pakinggan ang kwento ng bagong kabayanihan sa Kwentong Bayani. Kwentong Bayani, kasama sina Jenny Pahilanga at Jojo Armenta tuwing Sabado alas 10 hanggang alas 11 ng umaga sa DZXL 558 Radyo Trabaho. Ang kwento nila para sa iba ay bayani ka.
We started this program because we wanted to show how heroic Filipinos are. How there are so many wonderful people, men, women alike, many young, some quite old, working to better not only themselves but their neighbors and indirectly therefore the country.
Kwentong Bayani, hatid ng DCYF at ng RMN Networks.
Sa Metro Manila, DZXL.
Radyo Trabaho.
DZXL.
Ang tunay na gabay sa hanap buhay. Kwentong Bayani. Kwentong Bayani. Kasama si Jojo Armenta at Radyoman Jenny Pahilanga sa Kwentong Bayani.
Oras natin, 10:29 in the morning. Tuloy-tuloy ho tayo. Tutok lamang kayo ha. Sa mga nanonood po ngayon sa amin, sa RMN DZXL 558 Manila, sa aming YouTube channel DZXL 558. Kasama pa rin po ninyo ang inyong Radyoman Jenny and of course, ang aking partner si Jojo Armenta. Partner, balik tayo.
Yes! Good morning muli sa ating mga viewers and listeners dito sa aming programa Kwentong Bayani. Kasama po namin ang winner ng Pusong Pinoy Award 2022, si Ansem Commander Daot Plummer. Hi, Ansem!
Sir Ansem!
Hello, everyone. Okay. Good morning. Good morning again.
You know what, Sir Ansem, partner, during the break, during the commercial break, we're talking about the meaning of daot. In Tagalog, in English, ugly. In Tagalog, pangit. Right? In Bisaya, no, partner?
Oo nga daw. Pero it was the opposite kasi you're so looking good, Ansem.
You're handsome.
It's kind of all of this is kind of opposites. I tell people as well. I'm not a commander either. Definitely not. The daot. It kind of it's the meaning. It's more like sirah. The meaning. It's in Tagalog. It's more like kind of defective or something like that because it's. And I find it a nice way actually to say, oh, we're all a little bit mad up there, but we go about life. We still make a good life out of it, and it depends on how we kind of react to it, I guess.
Yeah. Actually, I just realized based on your videos and the content that you do in your vlogs, Ansem, Commander Daot is actually perfect for what you are showing because you are showing the reality of these places where you go to, and people think that it's just it. But when you show them the real thing about these places, it's actually beautiful.
Yes.
So it's not ugly, it's not daot, it's actually created beautifully.
And the opposite.
And especially if you see I'm just editing the video. Actually, interestingly, the video we're editing I'm editing at the moment was the day that we spoke on the phone, and it's from a place called Maluso in Basilan. And when people see that's why I was really happy to make this series, because when people think of Basilan, they think of certain things which it most certainly is not 99.9% of the time, and so I'm so happy to show. This is this place. This is this. One of my most popular video is from Diwalwal, which is a really old mining place, and it used to be, I mean, back in the day, it was total wild west. But I went through the community, and all I saw was friendliness, smiles, happiness, you know. And at the crux of it is that we're all human, and 99.9% of us want the same thing, which is peace, happiness, and to feed our families. And that's the biggest message I can ever say out there. Look, this is it. This is how people live. And it's really important for me to do that.
Yeah, that's great.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, why he won the Puso Pinoy Award.
Yeah, congratulations.
You really deserve it.
Thank you. So I was shocked. I didn't expect to. I saw the other and it was a strong feel. And actually, what all of these nominees do is excellent. Is really excellent. And I watch all of them from time to time. And exactly what they do is really. And the most important thing is the Puso.
Yeah.
The Puso is the most important. Is having that heart, and it's been through my experiences encouraged me to have that openness and that love for the place, because I've gone back home a couple of times, and it's never ever the same.
Wow,
and every time I'm longing to come back.
Wow.
And
That's great. Okay. Now, you were talking about, partner, no? He's talking about Sir Ansem, about Basilan. Now, my next question is, what were some memorable experience, Sir Ansem, you had in vlogging?
There were so many, but I think the most
memorable, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what would be the most memorable?
Nahihirapan si Ansem.
So there's one big theme about this. There's one big theme in this, and that is just how welcoming people are, how they're so happy that you're there, and that's always so memorable. And that's something I keep realizing about what I do, is that this is appreciated, and that's a really big thing for me. And so the most memorable must be, there's two, and the first one was the first time I walked through Diwalwal, a place where and the first time I saw it, and it's just, you see it, and it's just it's just houses along the mountains, a lot of them hastily built. It looks a bit like it reminds me of an Indian hill station, actually, but without the T. And then you walk through it, and you realize, wow, it's like history, but it's alive.
Wow.
And there's just something about it that I can't explain.
Yeah.
And the second one was also the first time I came. And this is why I went back to Basilan so soon. It was Kulas calling me up and saying, "Do you want to come to Basilan tomorrow?" I said, "You know what? Why not?" Okay. So I got on that boat, and I remember just coming down the strait and just seeing the action taking place around me. And I mean, I've travelled a fair bit of the Philippines, and I've travelled a fair bit in my life, and so, unfortunately, sometimes I don't always appreciate everything I see, because sometimes it can start to look the same. But this place was amazing. It was I was looking around, just boats moving across everywhere, people moving around, the sights, the smells, the sounds. It's difficult for me to explain, but it was just so vibrant, and I knew right away, this is going to be a place that I love. I just knew it. And as soon as I got off the boat, just this really good. I get this good feeling about places sometimes, and generally it turns out to be correct. It's just, I look and I say, wow, okay, this is incredible, really incredible.
Nakaano pala, partner Jojo, Sir Ansem, I'm watching here your vlog at the Basilan, Regatta in Basilan, right?
Yes, that's the new one. I just released it this morning, and that was fun. I was recovering from a sickness of some. I think I went out in the rain and then went into aircon, which is bad. And so I was still a little bit sick, but it was awesome to see these boats and how fast they go, especially. But again, it's lively and it's vibrant, and it's just so good to see that these events are still happening, and to see that people are just enjoying, and it's really in the culture. These boats, they're called papits. They're wide based. They have no catigues. They have no outriggers, and they're fast. They're really, really fast, and I love those boats. I really do love those boats. So that was something that really, really did inspire me.
Yeah, that's really good. You're actually putting some different perspective to the minds of the people, especially Filipinos, in these kinds of places. Because you're right, Basilan is actually a place where a lot of wars happen.
Yeah.
So I think it's good that you are really doing this kind of stuff, like showing the different and the beautiful side of these places. Mm-hmm. Actually, my next question is related to that. With all the places that you've been to, a lot of different parts of the Philippines, what do you love, or what did you love the most about Filipinos and the Philippines?
So, number one, let's go back to February 2016 when I first came here. I mean, even before I got on the flight, people were smiling, happy. And I've never experienced that. They were happy I was going to their country, and I've never experienced that before. So widespread. Okay, got on my plane. When I still remember, I got on the plane, and there were two guys in the full Muslim garb, and they actually asked me. They said they were sat next to me, and they were very friendly guys, nice guys. And they asked me, "Are you going to Mindanao?" And I said, "I don't know. Let's see." And they said, "Don't." And they said, "Go to Boracay." And I laughed because I've lived in Mindanao now for 6 years, and I've never been to Boracay. So, but as soon as I got there, and as soon as I walked the streets my first day, I just realized, wow, the hospitality and just the friendliness, and the fact that people speak to me on the streets and are interested in, and I can just have a conversation. That was something I've always struggled with before, is just going and talking to people. But here it's just, you can talk to people and it's fine. And I love that. It's really, it makes me smile a lot about,
That's good.
Actually, my follow-up question is that, with all the places you've been to, for you, what are your maybe top 3 most favorite places in the Philippines?
Okay.
That's all. Okay, so
top 3. Okay.
One of these places, the last time I went was 2016, and I really need to go back, but it's still stuck in my mind. So, top 3.
Yeah.
Number
3 first.
Number 3. Okay. I don't know. To be honest, these are in no particular order because I love them all.
Okay.
But I'm going to start with Dinagat Island. Is one of my. It's next to Siargao, and it gets nowhere near any of the accolades. But it's a unique place, and the biodiversity and the flora and fauna there is very unique, and it's an incredibly beautiful. Dinagat's just popped up, good timing, and it's got this unique vibe to it, and I really do. I like Dinagat a lot, and it's a magical place. It's really a magical place. And then the second one would be, and I haven't been here since 2016, but it's Sagada.
Sagada, yeah.
Sagada, and I really want to go back, but it's laid back. It's well organized. I remember the tourism was incredibly well organized, and just it was. The crazy thing is, it was a touristy town, but it wasn't pushy, and it didn't feel like it. It still felt very local, even though you knew you were surrounded by tourists, and that's a really good achievement. Really, really good. I mean, it's just a special place in the mountains. And the third one.
We have...
my third woman would probably be Taboli. And Taboli is a place I've done quite a bit of content with. And Taboli is I mean, I got stuck there for... I say stuck. I was there for 2 weeks. I got sick climbing up to Lake Holon, which is a beautiful, beautiful crater lake. And it was in the middle of the festival. And they have this really great tribal culture that's well maintained. And I've been right down into some of these villages where they still hunt, where they still... I mean, I still saw the bat traps, and just this... The place is just truly, truly incredible.
Wow.
And the people, again, incredible. And it's one of those places where I have this special feeling every time I go to.
Okay, that's great. Partner Jojo, ano lang ako, no? Curious lang ako about Sir Anselm. Kasi nagta-travel siya, di ba, sa mga iba't iba, like in Mindanao. Pagka nagta-travel ba siya, may mga ano ba siya, yung pangpanlaban sa mga usog? But I don't know if
alam yung usog.
Yeah, I don't know if you believe in that. May mga orasyon ba siyang ganun, partner? Wala na. Kasi nagta-travel siya, no? Sa iba't ibang lugar.
I think it became really his passion to check out places. Actually, I'm kind of curious with how you choose your next place. Like, how do you choose Basilan and these places there? Actually, I've never been to there. I'm a Filipino and I've never been to Basilan.
Pareho tayo, partner. Pareho tayo. We've never.
How do you choose your next place?
So it can really depend on a lot of things. A lot of the time, I kind of plan it around either. So, for example, I did a trip this time. First, I went to Franco was playing a show in Tandag, Surigao del Sur, and Franco's a good friend of ours, so I went up to there. And sorry, my dogs are playing behind me. And so I went there, and then I had a few boats ready already in Dinagat for a project that I'm doing there.
Wow.
And so I went there, and then it was Fiesta in Basilan, in Isabela City. So I kind of worked around that as well. And then I just kind of worked around this, and then I kind of fill in the gaps on the way. But then there are other trips where I just say, you know what, I'll go there. It's very difficult for me to say because, to be honest, I don't know where I'm going next week. I know I'm going to Bislig later. I have a job to do. I'll be in Katiil again on Monday. It's Fiesta. And then after that, I have some ideas in the pipeline, but I don't know. I haven't confirmed anything. And so it really depends. And it depends on what comes up. And a lot of the time I actually like to leave myself at the mercy of the world and just see what comes my way, because I've realized that trying to forge my path this way doesn't always work. But if I kind of go with the flow a bit, but of course, direct myself, take myself in the direction I want to go, but at the same time accept that the waves are going to take you somewhere. It's like that. It's kind of working with your environment and working around and seeing what's really possible. And all I know, the most important thing is the biggest surprises come when you least expect them. And some of the places that have overwhelmed me the most have been where I really least expected.
Okay. You know what, partner? I'm very thankful to sa mga blogger na ganito, no? Katulad ni Sir Anselm, na umiikot talaga siya ng buong Pilipinas, na kahit ako, hindi ako nakakapunta, ikaw, partner, but because of the blog of Commander Dao, Sir Anselm, parang tayo nakarating na dun, partner.
Yeah, we're able to see the place already.
And thank you for that, Sir Anselm, because para na tayo nag-travel partner, no? Okay. Ayan. Sir Anselm, how does it feel being the first? This is a very beautiful question for you. Pusong Pinoy Awards awardee, and what will you do with the prize you get?
Okay. Very good. You know, last night when I saw I got down to the finalists, and so it was myself, Dustin Backpacks, who is a friend of mine too, and Foreign Germs, and I saw it, and I realized, wow, this is a strong. I mean, we all do what we do in our own way, and we're very different. And things were going through my mind, thinking, wait. And then when my name popped up, I was in disbelief. I thought, and then I heard the funny thing is my wife and helper daughter were in the next room watching on there, and a few seconds later I heard a cheer, and I laughed, and I was surprised. I had no. Honestly, it's really an honor, and it just keeps me. There were times when of course, naturally, as a human, question: is this what I'm meant to be doing? Is this and it's just such a good feeling to really feel how appreciated this is, because what I'm doing is really a personal passion. It really has become a personal passion, and it just feels good that people also appreciate that, and that people see, and it's just it's overwhelming, really. It's overwhelming because I think back 2 years ago. I think back 2 years ago, I was on a totally different path. I was doing agribusiness, and it wasn't working out for me, and I didn't know how much longer I could take it, because we all have to eat somehow, right? So, okay, but through just keeping going, and this is a lesson I have to tell myself right now, because right now is a time where things are not like they were before. Okay, keep going. And so as for the prize money, actually I was I realized just afterwards last night that I have a project where I'm, with the help of some friends and some other people, we're donating some fishing boats to some of the victims of Typhoon Odette, because a lot of them still don't have boats. And so I budgeted this. I'd added in kind of 15% on top, because anything can happen, and it turns out that wasn't enough, and so that money is going to go actually to supplement that, because I'm short. So I'm so grateful that I have that right now, because I was wondering where that was going to come from. So I'm so grateful, and I'm so grateful it comes from a foundation that really believes in the same things that I'm doing with this project, because fishing is their livelihood. Oh. And I told the guys, I said, oh yeah, mangisda that one, and they laughed. Let's go fishing. And that it's a way we can make a huge difference to 8 families' lives. Wow. And that's big. That's really big.
So ano pala, partner, magdo-donate pala siya ng fishing boat, diba?
Yes. Or diba, it's actually a selfless act still, even if you got the prize for your personal passion. And actually, we forgot to mention this last night, that one of the things, actually, partner, it was a hard decision with all the nominees, especially the finalists, who are we awarding for the award. It was a long discussion with the screening committee and the board of directors of PCYF, because all of them were really good. So, it was a hard decision. But we just like of course, in the end we still have to award one winner. That's one of the reasons. But of course we look into because all of you got the criteria checked, but I think the difficulty of what you're doing, Commander Daon, is something that we thought really special. Like as what partner Jenny mentioned, that even if we're not there in that place, we saw how beautiful these places are. We've never been to this. Correct. Even if we are a Filipino. And we appreciate now that we are a Filipino. We have these beautiful places here in the Philippines because of your vlog.
Thank you for that.
And that's maybe, I think that's really also the people believe in your work. And that's why we awarded you as the first Pusong Pinoy Award. You really deserve it.
I really do appreciate it because, like I said, for me, this is I just really show what I'm inspired by and what I see and so and yeah, this is. I've been blessed to do what I do. That's what I'm saying. I've been blessed to do what I do, and so it's. I always love that what I do is not just for myself because there are unfortunately the naysayers who will say that money, and they say this and I laugh and I think,
okay,
I don't make as much as they think, and that's not the most important thing, It's really not the most important thing. I know that actually sharing blessings can be non-financial too. And so I'm just so happy to say, look at this. And actually, if you see one of my videos that comes out on Monday, is an incredibly special place, and I really like to change perceptions, and I like to show unique places, and I like to tell stories of people's lives, and this one hits all three. And this place, this is really one of the most special ones I've done, and it's I think everything's a work in progress. If I look at how far I've come so far, and then I look at, okay, what will I do next, and so on and so forth, but what I always remember is I like to build and build and build and build, and I kind of slowly learn about a certain area, and then I come back and do it more in depth, and then again, and I like doing it that way because you see so much and you understand so much and experience so much by first gaining the broad understanding and then saying, okay, well, let's have a look here and here, okay, and then you get your in-depth understanding there. And what I always realize in the end is that we're all humans, and we're all trying to live the best life we can.
Yeah, very well said.
Right.
Okay, before we end our show, partners, or Awesome, we would like to give you at your time right now. Please invite them on your Facebook account or social media or YouTube channel. Please invite all our listeners and friends and viewers at RMN DZXL 558 Manila. Go ahead, Sir Awesome.
Hello, and thank you everyone for tuning in today. And I'm just inviting you, if you want to check out what I do, then you can go to Commander.ot, that's KU, on Facebook, YouTube. I have an Instagram too. Any of those, I'd really be honored if you'd like to go check them out, because I love to share these undiscovered parts of the Philippines.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Awesome. And again, congratulations. For winning
Thank you so much.
Award. We're looking forward to your vlog on Monday.
Yes. But it's I'm very happy about it. It was it was one of those where I look and say I'm happy about it.
Okay, all right.
Thank you
Sir
so
Awesome.
much. Have a
Thank
great
you so much.
Okay.
Yes, have a great day too.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. All right, partner. This is Sir Awesome, Commander Daot Plumber, right, partner?
Yes.
Nako, exciting. Alam mo, yun ang pinaka-paborito ko talagang panoorin yung nagta-travel. Kasi feeling ko, partner, parang nandun na rin ako sa lugar na yun, di ba?
Yeah. So, that's why we are so thankful that we had this award recognition dahil nakilala natin yung mga vloggers na to. And, of course, dahil we are still celebrating Philippine Social Enterprise Month for the month of July. Next week, babalik po tayo sa usapin natin about social entrepreneurship.
Okay, all right. At partner, tayo papaalam na. Go ahead, partner Jojo.
Yes, Mali, thank you so much, Ansam, for being with us this morning. And we still want to encourage everyone to follow and support our Facebook page, PCY Foundation, para din po malaman niyo po ang updates dito sa nangyaring Pusong Pinoy Award and of course the succeeding episodes that we have for Pusong Bayani. Ay, for Kwentong Bayani, sorry. Nalito na ako eh. And also, continue to follow and subscribe sa YouTube channel ng DZXL TV and also, of course, RMN and also RMN Facebook page para magpapanood yung po lagi ang ating episode every Saturday.
Okay, partner. At maraming salamat. Yan po ang kagandahan naman ni partner Jojo Armenta.
Thank you so much po. Muli ako po si Jojo from DCYF.
At ako naman po si Radyo Manjani Pahilanga mula sa RMN, DZXL 558 Manila. Next week po na, next Saturday, 10 to 11. Dito lamang sa programang
Kwentong Bayani.
Sunfall Vitamin C, ang alkaline na vitamin C.
Ako po pala si Edwil. Binansagan ako dating payatot dahil hirap ako sa pagkain. Ngunit nung uminom ako ng Sunfall Vitamin C, umaba ako at bumalik ang gana ko sa pagkain. Kaya't laking pasasalamat ko sa Sunfall Vitamin C.
Sunfall Vitamin C, ang alkaline na vitamin C. Mabibili sa pinakamalapit na butika sa inyong lugar.
Pride Bar, hindi lang puti, kisla puti.
Pag nilaban sa Pride Bar Blue, ang puting damit ay magiging
Mas puti ito, mas puti ito, mas puti ito.
sa Pride Bar Blue. Pwedeng hindi na ako magtina, anyel o bleach dahil ang Pride Bar Blue ay may power whitener na nanunuot sa bawat hibla. Kaya ang damit ay kisla puti at panayan pa sa kamay.
Mas puti ito, mas puti ito, mas puti ito.
Pride Bar Blue with power whitener. Di lang puti, kisla puti. Pride Bar Blue. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified. World-class quality.
ACS.
Para sa damit na ka-bloom sa bango, subukan ang Charm Fabric Conditioner.
Charm Fat Bar, bangong gumagabloom. Charm Fat Bar, damit ay may bango ng salibong bulaklak.
Charm Fabric Conditioner with Stay Fresh Technology. Damit ay ka-bloom sa bango.
Charm Fat Bar, bangong gumagabloom. Charm Fat Bar, damit ay may bango ng salibong bulaklak.
Charm Fabric Conditioner. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified. World-class quality.
ACS.
Doble sa sulit, doble sa saya ang hatid ng Satellite TV. New subscriber, may buy one take one load ka. Bili na ng Satellite Kit for only 1,190 pesos. Mula July 1 to August 31, mag-load ng as low as 99 pesos sa first month and get your next load for free. Itodo na ang sulit at saya with Satellite. Promo runs from July 1 to August 31, 2022 per DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB 145291 series of 2022.
I'm Dulce, the singing diva. Sa buhay ko, mahalaga talaga ang MX3. Ang MX3 ay isang parang awit sa puso ko na nais kong iparating sa iyo. Oo naman, wagi ako sa pagkanta. Wagi rin ako sa kalusugan. Sa tamang ehersisyo, maayos na pagkain at sa tulong ng MX3. MX3 ang aking pinagkakatiwalaan mula pa noon. Ako si Dulce, I found harmony with MX3. Believe ako sa MX3. Kaya ako'y umiinom ng MX3.
Mahalagang paalala, ang MX3 ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
DZXL News Break.
Magandang umaga mga kasama, narito ng balita sa oras na ito. Sagay Agrarian Reform Beneficiaries tatanggap ng lupa mula sa DAR. Kasama natin sa balitang yan si XL Rajuman 3 Silvestre Labay.
DZXL Rajuman Report.
Inihayag ng Department of Agrarian Reform na 17 Agrarian Reform Beneficiary o ARB ang nanumpa at lumag ng application to for PACE and Farmers Undertaking sa harap mismo ni Judge Bina Marieta Cabusaw sa Municipal Trial Court sa Sagay City, Negros Occidental dahil pumasa sila sa screening process upang tumanggap ng lupa mula sa Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program o CARP ng gobyerno. Sa ang Department of Agrarian Reform, sila umano ang ahensya na tagapagpapatupad ng CARP kung saan muling ipinamahagi ang pampubliko at pang-pribadong lupain pang-agricultural sa mga magsasaka na walang lupa. Paliwanag ng DAR, ang mga nasabing magsasaka ay tatanggap naman ng lupain pag-aari ni Rodi Decena, Justado Camilote at Alexos Abong at iba pa na sinasakupan o ng Lot 3, 1765 at ang sukat uman nito ay mahigit 3 hektarya at 11 hektarya at meron pang mahigit na 4 na hektarya na matatagpuan sa barangay ng Andres Bonifacio Makiling at dito sa Sagay City. Umaasa naman sila na sana ay hindi umano malimutan ang responsibilidad na kaakibat dito gaya na lamang ng pagpapayaman sa lupain at pagbabayad naman sa mga buwis at iba pang obligasyon. Isa sa pangunahing aktibidad ng DAR upang matamo ang lupa sa ilalim ng CARP sa pamamagitan ng mandato nito na muling ipamahagi ang lupa sa mga magsasakang walang lupain upang matiyak ang kanilang land security, social equity at mabigyan din sila ng mga kinakailangang suporta upang matiyak ang pag-unlad ng kanilang ekonomiya. Kasama mo sa DAR, Radyo Andres, Silvestre Labay, Tata, RMM, DZXL 558.
At yan po ang balita sa oras na ito. I-viral ang totoong balita at gawing trending ang mahalagang impormasyon sa bawat Pilipino. Pag-like ang aming Facebook page, RMN DZXL 558 Manila at i-like at subscribe ang aming YouTube channel, DZXL 558. Ako po ang inyong Radyoman 4, Angel Ranquillo, Tatak Arimen. Ang oras, mga kasama, tatak 11:02 sa magandang umaga.